Hi folks, welcome to Chiefkirk Outdoors. Today I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do a shout out for a good friend of mine. But first, what I'd like to show you is something that I everyday carry. For years and years, as long as I can remember, I have been a big fan of Victorinox Swiss Army knives. So much so that I carry them religiously. This just came out of my pocket. This little thing is so useful, it's amazing. They got all kinds of tools on them, and you know that already if you know anything at all about Swiss Army knives. I keep this one in my pocket. This one is my big boy Swiss Army. I don't remember exactly how many tools it has on it, but it's got a whole bunch. And one that I am most fond of is this little jewel right here, this little magnifying lens. Now, from a couple of different videos of mine, you've seen that I can make and have made solar fires with this. It works like a charm, given the correct and right conditions. Love this knife. My favorite knife of all time is not this one, although I love it dearly. Is one with blue scales on it that my son gave me a number of years ago. And I lost it one time. I laid it down when I was at my daughter's house, and they didn't find it for a long time, and I worried sick about it. But it turned up, and it taught me a lesson. So what I did was, I went to this little ring on here, and I tied a lanyard that I got off of an old camera that I wasn't using. And I put a carabiner on it. What I do is, I just wind up the excess, stick it in my pocket, and then hook this to my belt loop. And when I do, I don't lose it. You can see I've got, look how much room I got on this thing. I've got plenty enough I can work with the tool and can't possibly leave it laying, because when I move, it's gonna move with me. And it's kept me from losing it. And I like that. So, I said all that to say this. Because I am a big fan of Swiss Army knives, Victorinox brand. There's all kinds of imitations, but I don't settle for anything but Victorinox. If it don't say Victorinox on that main blade, to me it's junk. That's just my personal opinion. There may be a whole lot of other people say different, but that's my personal opinion. Now, I found a channel quite by accident, because I love these knives, a guy demonstrating some stuff with a Swiss Army knife. And his name is Felix, and his last name is either Immler or Immler, and I'm not sure which the correct pronunciation is. But he has a channel with Swiss Army knives, and he makes stuff. I was just in complete awe watching his channel at some of the stuff he could make with a Victorinox. I was blown away, and so I subscribed to his channel and been watching it ever since, and that's been way over a year, probably 2 years. But this guy is the best I've ever seen with a Swiss Army knife, and he does sometimes some modifications which will allow it to do some things that you wouldn't dream possible. Now, I've kidded around before and said that with this knife here, on the side of the road, I could rebuild a 58 Buick. That's kidding, of course. But it is a testament to how many different things that this knife will do. This particular knife has got a main blade, a small blade. It's got a saw, which I think a wood saw, which is very important to me in bushcraft, because I may be out and see a pine tree with a dead limb on it and I need some fat wood. There we go. But there's a whole lot of different tools on this, and they're all great. Now, Felix's channel is amazing. And I just yesterday got a book in the mail that he authored, and this book is called Whittling in the Wild by Felix Immler. Now, this is one of the most awesome books I have ever seen. It says on the front here, 30 plus fun and useful things to make out of wood. Now, I've watched him make some things that I was blown away. I couldn't believe that he actually made that with a Swiss Army knife. And that's all he used was a Swiss Army knife. Now, this book is, here's a picture of this guy. That's Felix right there. Now, in addition to being an absolute genius with a Swiss Army knife, he is has one of the most pleasant personalities that you'll ever run across. He's such a nice guy that it is an absolute pleasure watching his channel and seeing the things that he does. Now, he authored this book, and it is absolutely full. Well, there's hold on a second. There's 205 pages in this thing, including the index. And there's some projects in there that you just won't believe. And if you've got kids, there's some wonderful, wonderful projects in here to entertain kids, making little boats and stuff like that. It's awesome. But anyhow, I received this book, and I'm blown away by it. Keep using that term because it fits. And old Felix, he's a good guy. What I'd like for you to do, if you don't mind, take a look at some of these projects in here that he's doing. I mean, they're just tons and tons of different stuff that he does with a knife, and makes it look easy. What I'd like for you to do is check out his channel, and I'm going to put a link in the description to his channel, and you'll also find where you can buy this book if you'd like, and I highly recommend it. It's an awesome book. But anyhow, he's an awesome guy. So I'm going to leave the link in the description. If you don't mind, go check him out. If you like, even remotely like Swiss Army knives, you'll be amazed at what he can do with them. And even if you don't like this particular style of knife, the projects that he does with a knife is absolutely amazing. So, go check him out. If you like what he does, subscribe to him, hit the bell button so you get notified, and enjoy it. If you don't mind, tell him Chiefkirk sent you. He's an awesome guy. I know he'll thank you, and I thank you. So, till I see you next time, God bless you. Don't forget, tell somebody you love them, because they may not be here tomorrow. Thank you. See you next time.